What's up, everybody? It's Small Shiba Wolfie, and today I'm going to talk about issues that should be changed within the beginning of next gen. I know what I'm going to title it, but long story short, stuff that has to be changing in the gaming industry for next gen, in my opinion. In a way, what was it? Like 7th gen is PS3, PS4 is 8, ninth would be 5. So, yeah, PS5, in my opinion, I see Switch as next gen, because Wii U came out 12, and then 13 was PS4, and so if, yeah, man, I'd say Switch is next gen, but it's ninth. But, yeah, man, there's a few issues that need to change in the gaming industry as a whole, and I'm going to talk about each one of them. I think, as a gamer who's been playing video games way before online gaming and all that stuff. Man, there's a lot of issues. Now, I think a lot of real gamers will agree with me on this. Ones that's like casual probably don't care. And look, the number one, I'm going to number them, but the first two is going to be the ones that's the real issue. And then the other ones, I'm just going to number them just a number. So, moving on from that. Number one, okay, we need to stop this. Microtransactions. Okay, like it's just like really number one. You know why? Let me explain why. Certain video games have microtransactions that basically like, oh, you have a better gun than me, you have a better armor than me, you have better gear than me. Long story short, it's a pay to win thing. A lot of microtransactions in general, doesn't matter if it's, what do they call it? They say, uh, I forget the term, but it's basically like cosmetic and non-cosmetic, whatever, something like that. And in my opinion, they both suck. Microtransactions in general should not be in gaming. It is the worst thing in gaming. I'm not going to lie, it is the worst because it's not fair. A lot of video games are just played out to be a pay to win. A lot of video games nowadays tend to be on microtransactions to just, let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. Okay, the real reason microtransactions in video games is because let me teach you something if you don't know. Human brain has something called dopamine. Dopamine, for example, you're playing your video game, you have more dopamine. You're like, oh man, I love this one. To play more Zelda, more Zelda. For example, because Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out, I think next year or this year. Next year or in 2 years. So I'm going to use that for example because I'm hyped for that one. Yeah, I love the Breath of the Wild one. So I hope the. But moving on from that, yeah, man, you're playing Breath of the Wild. You're getting more dopamine in your brain. Like it's like a natural drug and all that. If you did not know, but yeah, man, you opening those little crates, it's addictive for some people. Me personally, I just play the game and I use the online currency to unlock them, like in BO3 or I don't know. When I used to play Overwatch, I stay away from that game. Dude, hell, man, Overwatch is like a lot of fun games, man. I don't know why, but people get mad and then they just start sending you messages, spamming how much you suck. That's Overwatch and Street Fighter. Oh man, that's why I don't play fighting games, man. People get too serious. But moving on from that, man. Yeah, man, microtransactions is a big issue, man. It really does ruin many video games and really it just makes video games boring, to be honest. What's the point of playing a video game if you're gonna, you know, get not, what's the point of playing a video game if someone else is just gonna have extreme weaponry, armor, whatever, overpowered and all that? It's like playing your, it's like setting up a level one and you just speeding up the level one in Super Smash Bros. It's like, what's the point of playing if there's no challenge? And I don't know, it's just a lot more. So number one, microtransactions should not be in gaming. Um, Number two, and then man, I don't care what anyone says, and it's so stupid why everyone accepts this. Do not accept this. Everyone says, "Oh, Xbox does it, so why are you blaming Sony?" and then people say, "Oh, Sony and PlayStation does it, so why you blame Nintendo?" All three are stupid for doing it. Fuck them, man. And this is paying to play online, dude. Oh my god, man. This has to change. This has to change. Come on, don't be dumb, people. Don't accept this. And I hear a lot of people saying, dude, just get over it. Oh, it's just part of gaming now. Oh, it's like, no, man. No. I buy you console. That shit was $400 a PS4, $300 a Switch. You telling me I need to pay? If I'm gonna pay online, you better pay my Wi-Fi and all that, my bill. Man, the hell? Paying online to play? Come on, get out of here, man. Dude, you really gonna be... I don't understand those types of gamers. I hate them. You know, that say, dude, just get over it. You just pay $50 PS4, $20 a year Switch, but you shouldn't even be paying anything. It's either you know what, at this point, you know what gaming should be? We renting consoles. Because if you're going to really just be doing some annoying shit like that, just let's not even buy consoles. Let's just rent them. You know what I mean? Because it is annoying, and I don't care, man. It's one of the worst things in gaming that should change. And so, yeah, man, PS5 and the next gen consoles, man, dude, that's just, they're probably going to up the price to $70 a year. Let's be honest, or 60. You know, and plus tax. Dude, I'm not going to be happy for that. I'm not looking forward for that. I have a huge... There's 99% sure it's going to be paid online. But let's have hope with the 1% that Sony, maybe Nintendo changes their mind and gives us free online. Also, the thing about Nintendo. Nintendo, let me tell you about this, man. You guys are, a bitch ass, man. I'm not going to lie, man. I have to say, you are a bitch ass, okay? Yo, you give us a little taste. Yeah, I didn't think it was a full year. I think it was just like half of the year. I don't even know. Well, I don't remember. What was it the first 10 months, or was it the first year free on Switch? I don't even know. But they're like, okay, you see this thing that's been free? Yeah, we're just gonna pull a Sony and Microsoft. Boom. Just give us $20. Yeah, I understand $20, but that $20 ain't shit if you're not gonna get nothing for it. You know, it's just basically paying for old games that's not even... Dude, the Super Nintendo one is fun and all, but guess what? Super Nintendo has better games in its library, and the games that it has, currently, is just basic, you know? Moving on from that. Oh, man. Also, a few other things Nintendo has issued, but this is about gaming in general, so I don't want to touch on specifically just Nintendo's issues, you know? But moving on from that, another thing that should be changed in gaming is, dude, I hate this. I don't know if anyone else has this type of issue, but all three has this type of issue. All three big, whatever. That do create controls that actually last long. Okay, Joy-Con drift. PS4 had a few within the first PS4 controller that came with the console, and the second one I have it. The issue with where I need to push it down all the way for it to actually move the character. I remember, I don't know, I played a few Xbox my friend had. I didn't like it. That's never my thing. I tried it, the first one, and basically all of them. Nah, man. And he also told me, dude, this is just like Sony. Man, this controller is bullshit. He ended up selling it to get a Switch. But that's very, like, before it was like pre-order. He was ready. But yeah, man, in my opinion, controllers need to be better built in general. Okay. Now, what number am I? I don't know. Let's just say the final one because I just have one more thing in my head. Sony and I don't know. Switch might come out with a new console, Switch Pro. We don't know. I think so because they already came out with the Switch Lite. That's been rumored to happen, and it did happen. So Switch Pro is next. I am 99% sure that will happen within the lifespan of the Switch before the next Nintendo console happens. The next thing I want to talk about is, oh man, stop it. This is kind of here and there. You may not like it, you may like it, but Number one, just stop making remakes, remasters of the old games of that came out last gen. Maybe especially because I'm hearing a few things. I heard a rumor that I don't think it's gonna be true that much. It's like 1% out of 100. You know, 99% sure it's not gonna happen. 1% sure it's gonna happen. But they said PS5 will play PS1, 2, 3, and 4 games. Nah, man, no, no. If the Pro didn't do it with the PS3 games, what do you think the 5 is gonna do it with all 4 games? Or the 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe 1% just to give it out of pity. But besides that, I don't think that's gonna happen. And let me tell you why, man. Most likely, they rather remake and remaster games to just try to put microtransactions in it these days than to actually give us a full out experience and let us just play the play the game straight out the box. Get the PS4 version of Tomb Raider 2013, put it in the PS5 and play it. Or get Final Fantasy 7 from PS1, put it on the PS5 and play it. They ain't gonna do that, man. Especially when, there's probably gonna be another Tomb Raider coming. Dude, I have a feeling Tomb Raider will be microtransactions based one day. Yeah, I have a feeling that will happen, man. I don't know why, but Square Enix owns it. I mean, helps like it works with it. So I don't think so. But they did. I did hear Final Fantasy 15 had like crazy DLC, which is just ridiculous. So who knows, man. So with that being said, all I'm going to say is this: next gen is going to be one that's going to be. Let's be honest. It's going to have a pretty good start, right? But it's going to be annoying. It's going to have issues. Some consoles, this and that. You know what I mean? It's going to be some stuff here and there. But with that, I'm going to say this: the only way. Alright, so moving on from that, the only way I think I'll get a PS5, is oh man, let's see. Oh yeah, by the way, let me just throw this out there: if a Pro or a Switch, whatever comes out, Nintendo have more variety of Joy-Con colors and also come out with good quality Joy-Cons because the drift issue is annoying. Okay, and no one likes that. That's like, but moving on from that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, have a variety of colors for the controllers and consoles, not just pitch black or jet black, whatever it's called, glossy black, because that's just boring, in my opinion. Okay, the Switch, I didn't like the red blue scheme. That I mean not scheme, but that look. Let's say that's why I got the gray Switch and the launch. But if they had like, for example, oh, magenta is pretty cool. I like violet. Violet would be pretty cool. Black, red, makes good. Other colors besides that. Yeah, man. A variety of consoles for PS4 and other consoles. You know what I mean? I think that would be cool. I don't know the look of the PS5, but I could imagine like a nice, cool crystal or shiny crystal like red. I don't know what's the color, so I'm just trying to describe it. But it's like a red that's pretty cool color, mixed with a little bit of dark and maybe shades of gray and black. I don't know, something like that. Just to make it look interesting and cool, the PS5. So I have a variety of colors for the PS5 because I think it will be cool and interesting. Um, but let's be honest, it's gonna be jet black and maybe gray, like the original PS1 had just gray. Dude, that would be pretty cool. I remember seeing a PS4 with gray. But with that being done, tell me your comments below. Do you think, paying online is not a big deal? Microtransactions is not a big deal. Um, and just all of that. Tell me that because those are the two big issues I had. And yeah, man. Tell me all that stuff in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, bye.